5 Facts You Didn't Know About Cloak of Levitation. Number 1. Ancient and mystical origins. The Cloak of Levitation has ancient origins deeply tied to the mystical realms. In the comics, it is believed to have been woven from the fibers of the mystical entity known as the Living Tribunal, making it an incredibly powerful and unique artifact. Enitharmon the Weaver, an ancient lizard-like sorcerer, once met the being who wove the Cloak of Levitation that would eventually be given to Doctor Strange. Enitharmon, who is also a skilled master weaver, said that it was created by someone far greater than even him. In comics, it was a gift to Doctor Strange from the Ancient One for successfully defeating the interdimensional being known as Dormammu. In the film, things play out a little differently for Strange. Instead of receiving the cloak from the Ancient One, he ends up teaming up with the cloak by accident. Number 2. In the comics, Doctor Strange originally wore a blue cloak, not the bright red version that's become synonymous with him. Although the more powerful cloak was depicted as being entirely yellow in color when it first appeared in Strange Tales, number 127. By the very next issue, it had been changed into a cloak that was completely red except for some yellow design work. Number 3. Why it is locked up. It's probably connected to a very powerful entity, the Living Tribunal. This may be the reason why the item was locked away in a glass case, as letting it get out could have had dangerous repercussions, especially with its fickle nature. One of the many reasons for doing so in the MCU is that it's a powerful weapon that is capable of destruction if in the wrong hands. It has been made fairly clear that sorcerers can get influenced by dark magic in search of power and immortality. If any other student of mystic arts who is as corrupt as Caecilius and disciples have the power of that cloak, who knows the threat they can pose? But best believe that it is a force in its own that even the Ancient One thought of owning it. Number 4. Loki became the owner of Cloak of Levitation. During the Empirical's attack on magic and after Doctor Strange's defeat, the cloak was torn apart by the Empirical's leader, the Imperator. When Strange managed to be teleported away to safety, he retained a shred of the cloak which barely retained its magical properties and could not even fly. When Loki took the title of Sorcerer Supreme from Doctor Strange, he recovered the cloak's rags and sewed them together with Asgardian thread that he had spun himself. Number 5. Doctor Strange's cloak is the MCU's best sidekick. It possesses a sentient and independent personality. In the comics, the cloak is depicted as having a mischievous and playful nature, often exhibiting a mind of its own and assisting Doctor Strange in combat. Also, the cloak choosing Doctor Strange, like wand chooses the wizard scene from Harry Potter. As seen when it is wiping Stephen's tears away after a sad moment like a good friend, may be the Cloak of Levitation's best moment. It can also alter its shape, being capable of grabbing onto ledges and take the form of a scarf. The cloak apparently can have its physical shape augmented, as Strange once modified the cloak into a kimono-like trench coat. The cloak is capable of reaching subsonic speeds. It is also possible to use the cloak while standing on it, in a similar way to a magic carpet. Additionally, the cloak responds to commands and can be directed even if not being worn.